Happy Friday, everyone. As you head out the door this morning, grab the jacket. It's chilly out there, 40s, but a nice warm up. We'll be in the mid-60s by lunchtime. Full forecast is coming up in about 10 minutes. WJTV This Morning at 6 starts now.
Governor Bryant signs one of the strictest abortion laws in the country. What's next for the fetal heartbeat abortion law?
Parents, check your cabinets this morning. Why companies recalling infant cough syrup.
When it comes to the tournament, I always am glued in. I love watching the games, so it's awesome.
March Madness is officially underway, while fans are excited to see their teams go head-to-head in the tournament. Welcome to WJTV This Morning. I'm Jade Malexa in for Candace Coleman.
Jade, it's great to have you here this morning with us. I'm Andrew Harrison. We begin with a traffic alert for Hinds and Rankin County drivers. There will be lane closures on Lakeland Drive at the Pearl River today, so crews can expect the bridges out that way. Those closures are from 9 this morning until noon, and then again from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Well, Governor Phil Bryant signs a request for more federal funding because of the flooding in Mississippi. This is the second federal request this year. There's been flooding along the Mississippi River, forcing folks to leave their homes. More flooding could still be on the way. Right now, states along the Mississippi River north of us are experiencing flooding.
Not only destructions of property that is ongoing there because of the flooding, but an agricultural disaster that is in the making. We have not yet seen the worst of the flooding.
More than 500,000 acres are underwater in the Delta alone. Governor Phil Bryant says he's talking to the EPA about adding pumps to the Yazoo backwater to help prevent flooding in the future. Well, the Grand Gulf Military State Park in Claiborne County currently closed because of the flooding. Some roads in that area covered with water. No word when that water is expected to go back down. Officials hope to reopen the park after the roads clear.
Governor Bryant signs the fetal heartbeat abortion bill into law. The bill bans abortions once a fetal heartbeat is detected, which is around 6 weeks. Opponents believe the law will put women into a difficult position because many don't find out they're pregnant until around that time.
Most women do not know they're pregnant by the time they're 6 weeks along. They have no other choice than to bear a child, or they're going to have the means to go out of state.
This is simply altering the date in which we believe an abortion should be on demand, and we think a heartbeat is the beginning of life.
A court battle is expected over the law right now. The bill is expected to take effect in July. The ACLU of Mississippi released a statement about the law saying this, quote, "We ask that our state leaders focus on helping Mississippi families rather than wasting more time and resources on this unconstitutional crusade against reproductive freedom."
Listen up, parents. A children's medicine being recalled due to a bacterial contamination. Infant cough syrup plus mucus made by DG Health was sold at Dollar General stores across America. Now, the makers of the medicine issued that recall because children who take the product can come down with 2 forms of gastrointestinal illnesses. Production has been suspended while the manufacturer investigates the source of the contamination. The Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests protest outside the Catholic Diocese of Jackson.
They believe 4 names were left off a list released by the organization this week. The diocese released the names of priests accused of sexual abuse in Mississippi. SNAP leaders believe the 4 names left off the list shows a lack of transparency.
The bishop stood right over there yesterday, talked about how transparent he's going to be. This hush money doesn't do anything but protect the church, doesn't help a survivor at all. And we're going to out them on this someday. It's all going to come out. I'm not giving up. This is my life's work now.
The diocese released a statement about the claims. It says in part, quote, "We would like to thank SNAP for bringing forward this information. We will research these names and if needed, add them to the list."
Ole Miss interim chancellor agrees that a Confederate statue on campus should be removed. Larry Sparks is discussing the relocation with historic preservation officials. Students and faculty groups passed resolutions earlier this month to move the monument to the Confederate cemetery on campus. College Board trustees must approve that decision. Well, the annual House St. Patty's Parade and Festival only a day away. Lots of green light in the streets in downtown Jackson.
That's going to be where it's at tomorrow.
It's the
so
place
many
to be.
people, for sure.
100,000 maybe.
WJTV 12 Shay O'Connor joins us live with what you need to know before you head out there. Shay?
That is right. Now, the 36th annual Hells St. Patty's Parade and Festival begins right here tomorrow. Now, organizers say they are preparing for more than 70,000 people this year. Now, the parade starts at the intersection of Court and State, travels down West Street, then East Capitol, then right back down State in the heart of Jackson. Now, the parade benefits the Batson Children's Hospital. And again, that parade starts at 1 p.m. right here. That's where it starts. And police will start to block off streets along the parade route around 11:30 a.m. So you definitely want to be mindful of this. But for now, reporting live in Jackson, Shay O'Connor, WJTV 12.
Shay, thank you for that live update out there. Make sure to tune in tomorrow morning for the WJTV 12 special preview of the House St. Patty's Day Parade. Starts at 11 a.m. on the CW.
Well, do you need to clear up some unpaid fines or court costs? Well, today's the day the city of Jackson will host its Amnesty Day. People can pay with some past due penalties waived at the Jackson Municipal Court. Traffic cases are the main focus. It can also cover some misdemeanor cases such as DUIs and ordinance cases. You can pay fines between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Ward 7 neighbors in Jackson attend a town hall meeting. Many of them tell us they're sad to see the Waffle House on McDowell Road closed down. Neighbors tell us no one has said why the business shuttered its doors, but many believe crime played a factor. During last night's town hall meeting, one woman says businesses are leaving South Jackson quicker than they're coming in.
The Waffle House may not seem like it's a big thing, but it actually is, because people like me that lives in Jackson, I would like to eat in South Jackson instead of having to drive far away to have a nice place to eat or a meal.
Councilwoman Virgie Lindsay says the city is planning to move a new business into the Waffle House location.
The Jackson Public School District will host a job fair tomorrow. It will be at Kirksey Middle School on Highland Drive. The district is looking to hire teachers. There is a $5,000 signing bonus for qualified teachers. March Madness is finally underway.
This is the greatest time of the year in sports. It really is. 2 wonderful days there. Dozens of fans packed Buffalo Wild Wings up in Richland to watch the tournament.
Typically, I wouldn't consider myself to be a huge basketball fan, but when it comes to the tournament, I always am glued in. I love watching the games, so it's awesome.
So my top picks, I think Duke's going to win it all. I think North Carolina's going to make it to the Final Four. I think Tennessee, and I'm trying to remember from the other, Michigan from the other region.
He's got Michigan knocking off Gonzaga. I do too. Ole Miss men's basketball team faces Oklahoma at 11:40 this morning. Mississippi State faces Liberty at 6:27 this evening. And the Mississippi State women's team faces Southern at 8 o'clock tonight. And that game will be at the Hump in Starkville. We also have a programming note to pass along. The NCAA basketball tournament. Today's episodes of The Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful will not air. Those shows will pick up right where they left off on Monday, March the 25th. You will miss nothing with your stories, Victor Newman and the like, and then the gang on Bold and the Beautiful. So,
all right, good to know, because we want to make sure everyone gets to watch their shows, because those are always so important, Kelly.
Yes, we don't want any phone calls. We've heard it. We just know that you're going to see those shows. Bus stop forecast 7 a.m. Low 40s for most of us. It's chilly out there, but skies are clear. We're just waiting on the sunrise. Have about another hour or so. We'll be in the low 70s this afternoon for you all in Vicksburg, staying nice and dry not only today but tonight as well. Mostly clear skies, falling back into the mid 40s. Rain chances, we don't have any tomorrow. That's great news for the House St. Patty's Day Parade, but those chances for rain sneak back into the forecast by the end of the weekend, and especially heading into next week. We'll talk all about it coming up next in your full 8-day forecast. Andrew.
All righty, thank you so much, Kelly Scott. Parts of northern Australia evacuated as 2 cyclones caused major damage. Coming up on WJTV 12, our crews are working to keep folks safe during the storm.
And a man is shot and killed in the capital city. What Jackson police believe led up to that shooting.